with a gang. This is Toxic J Media, and I don't know, man. We just want to get into it, dude. What happened to that boy Charlie Kirk, and shit, where he went wrong at? You know what I mean? So basically, what's going on with Charlie Kirk is he was actually assassinated yesterday. They did take his head off and all kind of shit like that. It was low key crazy. So I'm not even gonna worry. So usually I'm used to hopping on here going crazy, talking shit, and just going in. But the shit that I seen with Charlie Kirk actually blew my mind. The shit low key scared me to see how instantly his body locked up after getting shot by that gun. You know what I mean? So I don't know, you guys. It's a lot of stuff going on in the world. That is like the newest topic, the hottest topic, the latest shit that's dropping. Even though I know that like it's not gonna be some shit where it's gonna be like, oh, every news channel is gonna be blasting it every day. Oh, Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? So, by me knowing that every news station is gonna be blasting it every day, it's like, I gotta make sure that I let the message be known and say what I need to say now, because once it's done, it's done. You know what I'm saying? So, for those of the people that have been highly debating people, this should show you why it's done in a controlled environment. So the 20v1 versus libertarians and capitalists and all this shit that they want to talk about, the only reason those people didn't get smoked, as far as for Vivek Ramaswamy, the other guy who's from the Iranian area, and also the other guy, the Armenian guy, David Bet or Patrick Bet, the only reason they didn't get smoked at those meetings, the same meetings that Charlie Kirk was at, is because that was a controlled environment. If they were outside saying some shit like that, the same shit would have happened to them. So it's like, that's some shit that y'all gotta be highly alert about. You can't just go around the world making a fool out of people because everybody's not playing. And Charlie Kirk, he was the face of that. He was the face of making a fool out of people. Even though the shit that he said made sense, it made plenty of sense. That's far from what I'm saying. So even though the shit that he was saying made sense, everybody does not agree with you. Everybody is not playing. Everybody doesn't want to talk. Everybody doesn't want to debate. And so it's like, with those things being known that everybody doesn't want to debate, you got to come to a realization of, is it worth me doing this? You could come promote the message 70,000 times, but we've seen it so many different times. There's been so many messengers with the message who wanted to pass the message on, and all this shit and this and that. But the thing is that most of those people are done. Those people have left the building. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, by me knowing that, I have to say something about it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't think that he knew how extreme shit could get. You know what I mean? And like, so his security was there, but the whole thing is that when you're speaking on global issues that nobody wants to talk about, there's a reason why everybody is silent. There's a reason why Trump is silent. There's a reason why Marjorie Taylor Greene is silent. There's a reason why Vivek Ramaswamy. Well, no, you don't know what? Let me take that back. He been talking. Bro been talking. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, everybody who's been in that field has been silent before his death. And the only reason they've been silent is because they know that eventually all this shit that you're talking to people, somebody's going to come see you about it. I didn't want them to come see Charlie Kirk about it. But the whole thing is that what he has to understand is that that shit only lasts for so long before you upset so many people. See, because for all we know, so if there's 3,000 people there, 700 people knew that he was getting smoked that day. So just really imagine that. 700 people knew that Charlie Kirk might be dying that day. And not one of them said not one thing. And so that's what a lot of y'all got to understand. I see y'all getting into this mental illness, but y'all aren't in the real world. A mental illness has jumped up over Charlie. For you to think that you could walk outside and taunt people and say the craziest shit that you want to say, like I said, so me myself, I really don't feel that he said anything crazy other than why should America be paying slaves, families and shit reparations. That's the only thing that I had a problem with. Other than that, bro was preaching his shit. He was preaching his message. You know what I mean? But with that being said, you can't do that. Anybody who has been in a real world, who hasn't been sheltered their whole life, knows that you can't talk to people that way. You can't play with people that way. Everybody's not playing. And so the reason I mention that is because hopefully this is a message to all of you other so-called debaters to just stop. You're debating for nothing. You may have gained a following off of debating, but as far as for the following, it doesn't lead to nothing. It doesn't make you a better politician. It may get you a little bit more money because some people may want you to come speak for them. But the thing is that look at what money costed Charlie. They could say the shit was for free, but bro went there for money. He's getting paid to do this. And so it's one thing for you to debate somebody privately and you guys are having your back and forth issues, but now you're debating people in public. Public is where anything can happen at. That's when they call it the public. So it's like, by him not adding those factors in there, that security can't protect you from everything. That's what a lot of these people aren't understanding. And I can actually name probably about 10 people. Jake Paul. He tries to stay in his lane and keep it boxing. That's what I like about Jake Paul. So Jake Paul is one of those people. Who else? Charlie Kirk, Vivek Ramaswamy. Who else? There's a couple of people on that list that are Neon, Aiden Ross. So all of those names that I just named are people who are not living in reality. Security can't protect you from everything. You shouldn't even want security because that's going to make you more of a target now. People feel that you're on some type of high horse. And that's not how you want to be when you're talking to the streets. All of those people at that college, they're not going back to mansions. They're not going back to fucking 15 bedrooms and 9 bedrooms and all this crazy shit. They're not doing that. They're going back to the block. Some of them is going back to their dorm. So for you to come here and just be talking about all this shit, most of those people didn't want to hear it. You're living in a whole different fantasy. That's what happened. Charlie Kirk was in a fantasy. And that fantasy eventually got him killed. Because the thing is that for you to be talking this crazy about people, it shows that you must not have been in the real world before. All this shit is happening. All of it. And you wanted to promote that message of, Second Amendment, and there's nothing wrong with the Second Amendment. I respect the Second Amendment, and I'm glad that it exists. But the thing is that he kept turning that into black people issues. You're talking about, the gangs and all that. That's when they shot him in his neck for talking about shit that just don't concern you. Don't do what Trump is doing. Trump got Secret Service. Them niggas got guns and they hiding on the roof over there. So it's like, with that being said, man, like for those of y'all that did tap in, make sure y'all do pay attention and be alert at what the fuck is going on in the world, or you may end up just like Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace to that man, Charlie Kirk. I did know him, and that's basically what it is. And I'm not proud that that shit happened to him at all, period. But the thing is that for all of those people that have been sheltered their whole life, you can't come outside. So that college campus, that may have seemed like a facility, but it is outside of the White House. It's outside of the stadium. It's outside of the forum building that you planned on doing your shit at, doing your content at. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things are outside. And that's some shit that you got to pay attention to, Charlie. Well, not Charlie, but people, so that you understand what comes with talking shit to people. You can't just keep running your mouth and expect nobody not to respond. Like I said, 3,000 people in the crowd, 300 to 700 people over there knew that Charlie Kirk was going down that day. They may not have known who the shooter was, but they know. And that's why y'all gotta understand that you gotta be tapped in to reality. If you don't know about the streets, don't talk about the streets. That school that you went to, that was the streets. When those people leave from there, they go sell drugs and sell their pussy and all kind of shit. They doing all that. So it's like, that's what y'all got to pay attention to, bruh, for the future. If y'all do want to remain alive, people are getting took back to back. There is no restart button. That's what a lot of y'all got to understand. There is no restart, bruh. Just on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Rest in peace to that man, Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Pray for that man's family. And also, like I said, just be alert for those